Hey y'all, I'm Nina, and I'm here to help you with your German. Conversational German. Wow. No, but seriously, maybe you are a soldier. Maybe you are a spouse. Maybe you are somebody that has married somebody here in Germany. Maybe you're somebody that's not here in Germany yet, but you plan on vacationing and you want to be able to speak to people, order your food, talk to people at the grocery store, on the streets, understand what people are saying. Maybe you're somebody that's trying to get a job here. Who knows? Everybody has their reason for wanting to learn a language. Maybe you're just somebody that wants to learn a language. So, this is not a certified German language course. This is not a crash course. This is a conversational German course. And I am here to help you along the way. To start off, we need to know that in English, we say you. We say you to the doctor. We say you to our friends. We say you to our kids. We say you to the lawyer. We say you to the judge. We say you to everybody. Because you are you. And he is him. But everybody's a you. So here in Germany, everybody's a you too, but there's a formal you and an informal you. The formal you is the word see. S-I-E. See. The formal version I'm going to use when I'm talking to somebody that I don't know, when I'm talking to some kind of an official person, somebody in some kind of an office, the cashier, the bank teller, a doctor, a lawyer, somebody older than I am that I don't know on a personal level. So basically, anybody that I don't know that's a person of respect. I could go so far as to speak to older teens in the formal you, depending on what situation I'm in. But in general, I would use it for an adult that I don't know. And for adults that even if I know them, like they're my colleagues, but they're not really my friends or my boss, I'm going to say the formal version, which is C. If, for example, my boss, staying on the topic of the boss, if my boss comes and says, let's speak informally. Don't say formal, you, sie. Say du. That's the informal version. The informal version you normally use with your friends, colleagues that you know a little bit better, people that you can confide in, people that you trust. Not complete strangers. You're going to call kids you. For example, kids in school. They're going to look at their teacher and they're going to speak formally with them. But the teacher is going to look at them and they're going to speak informally to them. So, kind of like kids are spoken down to and adults are spoken up to. It doesn't mean that the teacher doesn't respect the student. It's just how it is. It would be really weird if an adult looks at a kid and says, sí. It's kind of like if you know some Spanish, they have that formal you and that informal you too. But, for example, my husband, he's Mexican, our kids, they say usted, what's that? The formal you to everybody that's older than them, that's a respect person. That includes their parents, their grandparents, unknown people, people in a business situation or anything like that. Whereas the German version, I'm not going to use the formal version for my family. My kids are not going to use the formal version for our family. My kids are not going to formally address me as you. They're going to informally address me as you. I know it's a little complicated, and especially if you don't know the difference quite that well, you're not used to using them. I was born here. When I was 10, we moved to the States, and I was an adult when we moved back here. And my mom, she always talked to me in German. I thank her for that every day, because when I landed, even though while we were in the States, I didn't really speak back to her in German, she always spoke to me in German. And it was always like in the back of my head. But when I got here, the formal version of the U was so hard. It was so hard to comprehend at first, the first couple of weeks, because I wasn't used to it. Because family doesn't formally speak to each other. Family informally speaks with each other. We're buddies, we're friends, we get along with each other, we trust each other. We speak informally with each other. We say du. Du is the informal you. If you speak Spanish, tú is the informal you in Spanish. The only difference is the beginning letter in Spanish is a T, and in German it's a D. So, tú, informal you. Sie is the formal you. Sie is the one that you're going to want to speak to when you're in an office, when you're talking to your boss, when you're talking to your doctor, when you're talking to somebody on a bus, if you're in a taxi, if you're at the airport, if you're in a restaurant and you're talking to the waiter. You're going to want to say Sie, because you're in a formal setting. They're not your friends. They're not your enemies, but they're not your friends. They're not somebody you trust in. They're not somebody you would sit on the couch with, watch a movie, and eat chips. So just remember, friends, du, informal you. Unknown people, people of importance, people in a business setting, formal you, Sie. We'll practice this more as time goes on. Don't freak out. It's not that complicated. Don't overthink it like I did, because I overthought it, because I was like, oh my God, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to do this. I'm like, ah. But don't freak out. Just relax. Keep you cool. I got you. Just remember, du is informal. Sie is formal. Du, informal. Informal meaning friends, family, people you know, people you care about, people you trust. Sie, formal. Bosses, co-workers. In general, there are co-workers you're going to say you're going to be informal to, because you're going to make friends. But co-workers in general, your boss, doctors, people you don't know, those are going to be formal. Those are going to be Sie. Du informal, Sie formal. It's pretty easy if you don't overthink it. Just remember, we're going to keep practicing it. But it's really, 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 really important that you differentiate in those situations if you're going to have formal conversation or if you're going to have an informal conversation, because that's really going to make a difference in which words you use when you say hello to somebody, when you say goodbye to somebody, when you say good morning, when you talk to them in general, when you conjugate your words. It all has something to do with informal and formal. Informal du, formal Sie. Don't worry. I got you. We got this. You got it. Bye.